My name is Lisa Marie Simmons, and I am a singer, songwriter, poet, person. And I'm an American, and I am based in Italy. So I'm really a big fan of Nothing in the Rulebook. And I also love this idea of Lockdown Lit. So I'm super, super happy to participate in this initiative of Sam and Ellen's. And what can I tell you about myself? So I have an album out that just came out on March 13th called, well, look, here it is. It arrived yesterday, actually. And it's called NoteSpeak, Amori E Tragedie in Musica. It's a poetic musical project, but that's not my point. My point is that it came out on Rope-A-Dope Records on March 13th. And we had spent a couple months touring. So we went through Austria and Italy and the Czech Republic and India. And we were really excited because we got some momentum going and audiences seemed to like the material. And, you know, I was getting ready to go to Philadelphia to meet the people at the label because we haven't even met yet. And it's a wonderful label. You should check out their mission statement. They've got a great mission statement like Nothing in the Rulebook. They also have a great mission statement. You should go and read that if you haven't read it already. It ends up with the phrase, something like, they're interested in all things that illuminate the path ahead. Sam, Ellen, whoever wrote that, I love that, and I can relate to that. At any rate, here we are. We're supposed to go and continue the tours and do the release show and the rest of it, and everything just stopped. And here we are. Just like everyone else, we lost all gigs for the foreseeable future. There is nothing on our docket. And we were forced to stop and slow down and take stock. And so my reaction to that has been to just create and hunker down and write. All the musicians and I are in separate places except for the pianist and I, Marco Cremaschini, and I share a home. So what we've been doing is writing in every form. I mean, I've been writing poetry and essays, and we've also been fundraising for hospitals in the area and Emergency, which is a great place if you want to go and spend some money towards people who are making a difference and have been for a long time. I mean, Emergency is a great nonprofit. So yeah, doing those kinds of things and collaborating with other artists, musicians, and writers. I've been really, really busy just doing those kinds of things. And I know that a lot of musicians and other artists that I've spoken to, not all of them react in the same way. Some people just want to absorb what's happening and aren't feeling particularly creative in this moment. I feel like it's my way of processing what's going on, and I feel like it's an historic, important moment, and I just want to sort of document what I see from here in some way, and also the opportunity that is presented by this moment in time. I mean, the world will never be the same. It's something completely new and different, and what can we do following this moment? There is a great essay by a guy called Julio Vincent Gambuto. It's called Prepare for the Ultimate Gaslighting. And I highly recommend it. If you haven't come across it yet, and it has gone viral, so you might have, but if you haven't, I highly recommend reading it. It is fascinating, and I love the idea he posits that post-virus, or rather, even if we must continue living with it, but the fact that at this moment, we have the opportunity to take a look at our societies around the world, and think about the way that we're living and how we might better ourselves and better this world, and how not to sort of fall back into old patterns and, you know, go back to when things were normal. like what is normal. Maybe we need to define a new normal. Anyway, I love this idea, and there are a lot of great material, great thoughts, writings, music out there right now, and that's another thing that I think is wonderful about this moment. As for how I am remaining creative in this moment, or sane, I think it's super important, although as I said, I feel like I'm doing a lot and being really busy, but I think it's also important to slow down and take a moment, meditate, exercise in my garden, also gardening, sticking my hands in the earth, things like that keep the energy high and keep it up. And then there's so many souls out there in the interwebs, and so finding those people and reading great things like that essay that I just mentioned, or looking at art, listening to music that people are making or that they have made previously that I identify with, it really serves to fill up my soul. So I guess if I have to give advice about how to remain creative or how to get through this moment, I think right now is a great time for you to discover new artists, that can fill your cup. Thank you so much for listening to this whole thing. If you've gotten this far, I really appreciate it. And I'm wishing all of you, every person out there, every good thing, and also much courage for the path ahead. Okay, I thought I would end this with a poem. So we went on lockdown much earlier than they did in the United States, and so a lot of friends of mine and family kept asking me, "You've been on lockdown for a long time now. Are you bored yet?" And this was my answer. It's called "I'm Not Bored." 25 people have asked if I'm bored. I'm amazed. My life's not so different right now. I'm not organizing the house, though maybe I should. Just clean Kitty's litter box and I'm good. Because I got words on the brain. Because I got shit to say. And it's urgent to write. I got words on my tongue. There is work to be done. Nah, I'm not bored. I awake with desire, with fire and vigor. I write and I drink and I sit and I think. I dig my fingers into the earth, plant blooms to mourn the dead and the dying. Will not let leave of hope. Nah, I'm not bored. Cut ginger and lemon for my tea, then go write some melodies and newsletters and blogs. I research, I search. Answer questions for interviews, edit videos, write deep into the night because I got shit to say. Take a break for a film and then do it all again. Sing, play the piano all day. Nah, I ain't bored.